Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Captain of Industry. I have a few things going on at once, and I'm hoping to get maybe at least half of them done by the end of this video. We'll see how it goes. I paused temporarily red parts production because I was building some stuff with yellow and I was getting a little short. So go ahead and turn that back on and see what happens there. Because we're going to need a whole lot of red parts, right? Nuclear is not yet done. It needs a lot of red parts, and I've got it all paused because I'm not entirely sure of the layout yet. So I'm just sort of letting that stew. I think by the end of this video, we'll at least be unpausing this stuff and kind of solidifying where we're going to be. But before we get that, we can't build nuclear without electronics too. And so that's what I've been working on. And so the electric boiler is almost done. It just finished. There it is. And we're now going to start research on solar panels after this. Now, solar panels in this game are pretty underwhelming. And to be honest, they're kind of underwhelming in real life too. That's why you need a lot of them. But it's still power. It's still free power every time the sun is out, and we could just get it, okay? So they're pretty easy to produce. You need silicon, glass, steel, and you get solar cells. And then you have a whole bunch of these solar cells to generate one single solar panel. 120 cells to generate a single solar panel. So they take a while to create too. It's also going to take electronics too. So we're going to venture into solar panels because I am personally a very big fan of solar, and I'd like to just get them in the game just to see what they're like, okay? I know they're underwhelming though. All right, so with the electric boiler done though, we can go ahead and turn on our workflow for electronics too. So what is that workflow, as a reminder? Well, this machine here, this chemical plant here, is going to be producing all the stuff we need down the road, but it's also going to be producing sour water. We're going to take that sour water and bring it over here to the sour water stripper. This we need steam for, and it's going to produce ammonia plus water, and the water is just going to kind of get circulated in for the boiler. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the electric boiler. This uses 1.3 megawatts of power. It's incredibly expensive in power, but it will take its energy without any other resources being needed, and it's going to go ahead and generate steam. And you know what? I did not factor in the fact that this takes maintenance too. I did not know that going into this video, and now, did it say that in the research for this? Did it say that it takes? I mean, I guess I could have moused over this. Yeah, I could have moused over that. So I wanted to try that, but you know what? Now that I'm seeing that it takes the gold parts, I'm wondering if I can redirect this resource from something else, like spare naphtha or something, right? Do we have spare naphtha potentially to do this? So naphtha is coming in through here right now anyway, and I think this is probably still going to be a better route than what we were doing before. So I'm actually going to change the plan here, and we're going to use the spare that spare naphtha that's right there to generate this instead. So we're going to take a gas boiler. I have to rework all my workflow now. Exhaust. It takes 48 water too. So the thing is though, it's going to produce 48 steam, and so we're still getting the same, 48 and 48 here, which is great because like the steam we need is way less than the water we're going to produce here. So this is still a water positive solution here, but just I'm changing things on the fly, do we want to put it here? It could go here. I mean, we're producing enough medical stuff anyway. I mean, this thing's backed up, so I think we're good. I don't think I need to expand anymore here. So why don't we go ahead and do something like this? And then I think what we'll do, changing things on the fly is always interesting, isn't it? It's like almost like my MO at this point. All right, so what we'll do, I'm gonna have to actually bring this back just a little bit further because it needs to get out of the way for the splitter here. So pipe balancer, and I think I'll just go ahead and put that balancer right here instead. We'll take pipe from here, bring it up to there. And then this pipe will go underneath and stick in right here. Yep. And now I just need to tap into the water. Now the water is over here in this area. So we're going to be able to do that. It's not quite as convenient because I have a pipe over here that's supposed to be bringing the water in. And now it's not going that way. Although I guess it could. we could lift it up and go alongside this. It does actually look like that will work. Okay, it's a little bit weird, but it does do exactly what I needed it to do, and it's not that messy to do it. First of all, I'm going to take this and back it up just a little bit. I'm going to amend my plan. So the original plan, if you couldn't tell, was to put the electric boiler right here. And then the water that comes out of this was going to go into the boiler. Boiler generates steam, pops it into there. And it was just going to be this cycle. 24 water goes out and gets used, creates 24 steam, gets used up, creates 24 water. And it was just going to be this over and over thing with the excess water that's coming out of here just being sent back to the grid. But unfortunately, I mean, yeah, 1.3 megawatts of power is a lot of power to do that one simple process. It is, but I felt like I could just say, oh, whatever, we can do it. But yeah, the goal, I don't really want to do the gold maintenance parts right now, so never mind. So we're going to build this out a little bit here. Let's make sure we get this fed in here. And then I need the gold parts. So let's go ahead and shut this down. One more time, we're going to shut you down. And you know what? Like, there's got to be a reason why we're low on these parts. What's the reason? Regular construction parts. I want to diagnose this now, too. So it seems to me we're not getting a sufficient amount of wood. What did I do? What did I do? Why am I not getting enough wood? Hello? Nothing available to pick up on the map. What did I do? Let's just crank this up for a second. I'm down 47 workers. I definitely did that. How about we send our ship to... Actually, you know... Do I have a crew in this or no? Yeah, see, I'm actually really short on people, so... We're gonna have to expand this, even though I don't want to. We're going to have to do it. We have an okay amount of food over here, but I'm gonna need to upgrade these farms to give us even more food over here. I have the supplies to do this. I don't know if I have the unity to do it quickly, but I don't quite yet. But what we'll do is we'll upgrade a housing, and I'm thinking I'm gonna need to upgrade 2 on this, probably to get enough people. So we'll mark 2 of these for upgrade. And then when we have enough unity, I think I'm going to pop the farm first. And that's going to give us hopefully enough people. Now, we can also get more people. Ooh, bad frame rates. By simply shutting this off. That'll give us quite a few people, but it's not quite enough. And I think temporarily I'm going to go ahead and pause research. And we don't need the solar panels just yet. We need other things first. Specifically, I need things that will generate these parts that I require. And wood. I can't believe it. I'm short on wood. How did that happen? I wasn't paying attention. I guess it's because we're using a lot. Oh, you know what it is? This isn't prioritized anymore. That's why. I wasn't doing priority. Okay. Fixed it. And you know what? Tell you what. We'll probably go ahead and shut these things off, because we don't need all of these either. I think we'll just wait till it finishes. Might as well. Okay. We'll shut those 2 off. We'll have these 2 run on the excess, but that should solve our wood problem. That's my bad. I was messing with things, I guess. Okay. Anyway, so once this boiler is up and running, it will send steam to here. Then the water will get kicked out, go back to the grid. And actually, I could just have this go back to the grid by flipping this over and just having the water come in on this side instead, which would be way faster. If I just did something like this, it'd be way more convenient. Yeah, it sure would. Why don't we just do this instead? We'll do 2 bridges here like this. Yeah, that's way better. So here's what we'll do. This water pipe that I've created, we're gonna toggle the direction back this way. And then what we'll have is that the water that comes out of here will just go straight this way and it goes to the grid. Okay, and then we'll tap into the water source over on this side instead to get the water for that boiler. So it'll come over from here and it'll just go like this and above. Well, I thought it would be above, but looks like it's kind of messy, isn't it? It is kind of messy. How about we come in from this side instead? Here. Oh, you are not liking me, are you? How about from this side? Can I raise it to height? Yep, like that. You know, at this point, I'm kind of thinking I've just screwed up everything. Like, I can't go underneath this thing. I can't go over top of this thing. Yeah, so you are going to go this way. There we go. We will make this happen whether it likes it or not. There. And then I will take this pipe from here, go down like this underneath and bring it right there. And then I will have you from here go and connect to this. Yep. And then from here, you will go under and connect to this pipe here. That's going to give us a water source for this boiler. So we have all the inputs for this boiler put in now. And so all that's left now is to actually build the damn thing. So here we go. And then this, of course, is going to be taking naphtha, right, and water. And then we're going to get the carbon dioxide, which I need to kind of route differently. I don't think... I can get into this system, but I think temporarily, just for this boiler, it's just way faster for me to just go ahead and put one of these little smokestacks on it. It's just faster. If I want to redirect it later, then I will. I still have quite a bit of air pollution I would like to get rid of, but I'm not sure if it's just feasible to do or if it's something I'm ultimately going to end up doing in this playthrough or not. I would really like to have gotten it to be a bit more green, I guess. But it is what it is. Yeah, go ahead and deliver. Okay, so this is going to give us the steam. Hopefully, once it gets water. So here's the... Oh, right there. Done. I was going to say, here's what I've done for the water. This goes through a balancer now. And basically, the priority for the water supply is to head towards steel area. Okay? It's going to go that way. But once it fills up, then it comes through this pipe. And it's an upgraded pipe that takes extra water this direction. And they can then split off into a pipe 1 this way and also continue into pipe 2 that direction. And then what we'll do is I'll go ahead and upgrade that pipe. And now this one is going to get rerouted to where water comes out of here and can just go right into here. And I suppose just for the sake of doing so, I can have this be height 2 in case there's a truck that wants to go in that area. That's fine. No. Wow. Wow, game. Okay, we'll do it like that. There we go. Okay. So that gives us an out for the water supply. So as the water gets pumped out, this thing will start generating. And finally, we'll end up having ammonia, which is going to come out through this pipe. And it's going to go into this tank. Then this tank is then going to distribute the ammonia to here, the electrolyzer, which is going to split it into nitrogen and hydrogen. The nitrogen goes up the smokestack. Right? And then the hydrogen gets directed this way into this tank, which is, of course, hydrogen. The hydrogen then makes its way through the pipes into these silicon reactors. We have the molten silicon coming from these machines plus the hydrogen, and then it gives us silicon poly. And then that silicon poly then goes up this belt, over into here, into these machines, and it gets generated into electronics 2, which then feeds into this storage as a temporary extra buffer, I guess. Goes this way, and it will then end up either in maintenance, which will be the priority to feed, but will also go into this storage, and then the trucks will be able to access it here. So now that I've built this storage, electronics 2 can actually get stored, and then the trucks can go ahead and bring it. And because we have a dedicated electronics 2 storage here, the truck should also go and grab it from the shipyard, because I believe there was some being stored over here too. At least I thought there was. It's on the ship. They're not actually in the shipyard. It's just on the ship. Okay. I would also really like them to bring the household goods out of here. If they could empty this out and bring it to the other storage containers, that'd be sweet, you know? Like, there's space in here. You could bring it in here. So hopefully the trucks will go up and do that too. But yeah, we don't have enough workers to really keep this place going and research at the same time. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. Mostly it's just time, I think. It just takes time to upgrade the fields, to upgrade the towns and stuff over here. Lots of driving and stuff, right? But I think we can make it happen. Just take a real quick look at coal. Seems good, man. And if I go ahead and start this process... I think I'm going to start this process. I think this is a fine workflow for it. The only thing we're missing for this, of course, as you can tell, is the nuclear reactor, right? We don't have water for it. And so we're going to need water for it. If we want to have the power level rise, we need even more, I think, probably to cool it down. I've never used one of these things before, but I assume that's what we need. And we want to obviously keep the reactor heat in check. We don't want it to get too hot. And so it says the current heat has built up in the reactor. Heat is necessary to produce steam and run the turbines. The pace of heat generation depends on the current power level of the reactor. When the heat reaches above the red marker, emergency cooling will try to reduce excess heat in the reactor. If the heat level goes beyond the heat bar maximum, the reactor will critically overheat, damaging the reactor and releasing radiation into the area. So the area being really far away from civilization and also civilization. We are not having anybody living near the reactor, right? This location was always meant to be really far away from people. I was actually going to have another town over here too to start using this stuff, but not sure if I'm going to do that anymore. But that's how that works. So again, we need a lot of people. So I need more towns. I need more people to be living around here. And that also means I need more food. So I'm going to upgrade these fields so that we can get more food going in here too. So I'm going to say probably upgrade this as well. And let's go ahead and deliver that quickly and deliver this quickly. And so this will get us to have both of these fields. Should produce more food and get that over into here. They're really only eating vegetables and potatoes. I could get a full-on, dietary workflow, I guess. Like I could get more food brought over here. Like all this stuff. There's some stuff that I could move around, like bread, for example. I could have trucks take bread all the way over there. But I just haven't bothered to do it yet. The thing is, we do have, I believe, extra corn. We have more corn being produced than we can even use. That's canola. Corn. So one of the other ideas is to just locally produce the corn over here, have trucks bringing it over here. I don't really want to belt it up. But we could have some of this spare corn because we are having this fill up, right? So spare corn goes, let's say maybe we go and take it like this. Maybe like something like this. I don't know. It might work. And then we take this U-shaped conveyor and we just go this way, pop it into there. And we say, hey, look, corn, when you're done, go into the storage instead. And by doing that, we'll have a place where they can empty it. And then I can come over here, add one of these, maybe over on this side near the water. I'll probably add another water. So we'll put it over like right here. Yeah. And then double checking. Yeah, we're fine. And then I can just add this. And then what I can say is I want corn to be here instead. Okay. And so now the trucks can go over here and deliver that spare corn to this, and that will provide extra food for these people too. It's something. It's better than nothing, right? Is kind of where I'm getting at with that. But we also need, more people. So I'm going to work on population. We're already going to get that population fed. As for the water in this area, we might be struggling there because I don't think these two pumps can really handle it. Enough water to feed both these crops and the increase in population. I'm pretty sure this is not going to be enough. And so we need to create more water and send it back up. And so that's what this area is going to hopefully do. I'm going to take the extra animal feed. We're going to try to burn it in boilers to generate steam. And we're going to feed hopefully enough water into some of these guys to offset the water for these crops as well as send the water back up. And that's what I'd like to do. But I need to figure out where I want to position these first. And I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be right over here because I'm not really using this area and I could get that water to be redirected fairly quickly if I did it here. So I'm still, again, not decided on this, but I believe I'll be able to handle 3 of them. That's 36. And the boilers we're going to be using are the coal boilers to create 48 steam. So if I was to take water plus this, we'd take 48 water, create 48 steam. And then each one of you guys are going to use 12 steam to generate 48 water. And so we'll end up having a net positive water on there too. We just need the seawater routed. Now the seawater is coming in through this pipe or this pump right here. I was gonna do this. God, it's really difficult to figure out exactly where I want this stuff. Like, part of me says, well, in this area I can have a lot more rain catchers, right? I can't put rain catchers here, but I can put these here. And so I should maybe move the pump, or at least get the piping to go up to the pumps. I think it's gonna be here. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and pull the trigger on this and say, you know what, you're being generated here. And yeah, we'll create 4 of you. Although I don't think I'll be able to handle 4. And here's why. I'm not generating enough animal feed to support 4, right? I only need 18 coal. Coal is all the way over here, though. The problem with this map is you've got lots of resources, but getting to them is a pain in the ass, man. They're so far away. Like, this is all where the coal is, you could see. It's way over here. It's so difficult to reach this. And, you know, like, I'm trying to make ramps through here, and it's not really working all that well. This ramp has started, but it's still not really done yet. You know, I'm trying to get a dock here. That's what this area is for. I'm trying to get a boat to be here so that I can just bring coal in local, or bring coal in right here instead. And then that gives me the boilers that I need to create steam and all that. But, like, steam is pretty difficult to get. I'm wondering if it's better to put this over here somewhere. Like, I can pump the water right next to where it's dumped. You know, like, that's super sanitary. I really don't think the game cares, to be honest. Or pipe it in. I mean, I like this little nested spot, because once they finally do get, you know, once they finally do fill this in, then this will look really nice, because it'll be right next to the land, and you know, and honestly, it'll probably be too close to the land, won't it? I think this is too close. I need to go, like, maybe here, and that way, when they fill this in, it doesn't, like, get on top of this. But then I just pipe it this way and then over. And I guess that's probably what I'm going to do. So, but anyway, 4 of these are going to use 48 steam every 60 seconds. And to get the coal boiler at 48 every 60 seconds, right? It's going to use all of this, which means I'm going to have to constantly provide 72 animal feed every 60 seconds. I can't do that. I can't provide 72 because I'm only producing, I think it's like, I don't know, 30 something. I don't even think it's that much. 3, 6, 9. We have 18 here. We have another 8 here. So, like, 26 is all I'm producing. So, like, that's not enough. Not even close, right? So I really only have enough to run this boiler. I can't even afford that. So I need to find multiple ways to generate the steam, basically. I need to find multiple resources to generate the steam with. One option is to take the diesel that's being created. I guess I could also just burn the ethanol. I am making extra. Am I making enough extra, though? That's interesting. 4.5. So 2 of these is 9. That's 18. So we have, like, what, 23.5 ethanol here. Alternatively, I could get sugar going on this side and then create 6 ethanol. And I could do both. I mean, just creating more ethanol. But 24 something, right? And then we're using 7.5. That's it, though. We're only using 7.5 right now to create this much fuel. And I don't need this, but I could use it. And so let's go based on I am using this, and we'll say that we're creating 15. So what does this need? It needs 36. I mean, that's extra steam, right? It's just extra. And the extra is important because it lets us have more water. So I think we'll do both. We'll burn off the extra ethanol and and we'll use the animal feed. So for the coal for the animal feed, we'll go ahead and put this. I don't really know where I want to put it, to be honest. We could put it like this. Trying to figure out how to. I'd like to flip it, but I also don't want to get in the way with this. I wish I could flip those ports. I guess I could do it like this. That's not in the way. It's gonna be an awful lot of pipe routing, but basically, let's trial run this. Just, we'll see how it works. We'll take and put this here. Let's also put it into planning mode really quick. This would use. Whoops, it's U-shape. This would take the animal feed. Okay. It also needs the water. And so the 48 water's got to come from somewhere. There's a lot of water going around in here, but the pipes are in the way. So, I don't know exactly where. I guess the water is just exclusively here. Yeah, so I'd have to find a way to get it into this water, which is not great. I guess I could always come off the end here. Say after the water has made its way through to the mill, it can then be rerouted over to this. So that's not a bad idea. We could just say, and who knows, maybe I want more of these later, so I can just take it around a little bit longer, maybe go like this. I'm not specifically opposed to this idea. Then we just come all the way across here. We can leave it at height too. That's no big deal. And then we can drop down to height 1 from this point and then feed it into that. That's one way to do it. But we have to also remember that this water also needs to be fed to a different one with ethanol as well. We could go ahead and have the ethanol pulled directly from the pipe. So our ethanol pipe is currently, I thought it was this one. No, it's off this side. Oh, this is our ethanol pipe. Yeah, okay. See, I'm trying to relearn what I did before, right? It's been, weeks since I've played it. Tell you what, why don't we take off of this pipe. We'll go height 3. Trying to, anyway. Yeah. And we can bring the water over here, too. Just go beside it. Doesn't have to be anything complicated. Right? Do something like that. Does it look terrible? Well, that's objective, isn't it? Or that's subjective, isn't it? Yeah. So the important thing is that the steam is coming out, and then the steam pipes are going to be merged in this area and then fed into this, right? And then we can figure out how much water we can actually produce. But the important thing is we need extra water produced and sent this way. And each one of these will generate 48 water. So that gives us nearly 200 water. I think it's like 192 or something, right? That's a lot of water compared to what we're already pumping, because right now these two pumps together are only producing 96. So if we can get these things up and running, they will be producing twice what this is producing already. And that will provide us the water we need for expansion. So I think we'll work on that. We'll have these two kind of work together to create enough steam to handle this. Because we won't be able to run them constantly because we're not producing enough animal feed. But this does give us, it takes care of the animal feed problem. The one issue is cooking oil. I don't think this will fill up. Again, I have this fluid storage here, this fuel, and to get it to where trucks are more likely to use this, I think they prefer using fuel stations. And to get that to handle, where am I looking right here? Buildings, fuel station 2. I'll just use one of these regular fuel stations. We could have one of these fuel stations just sort of chill in this area. Collision, terrain too low. What? Oh, I got it. I hit the button by mistake. We could just have one of these fluid storages just sort of hang out right here. Right? And then this just feeds in. And then, we'll end up basically allowing, trucks to more specifically to fill this. We'll have like one dedicated truck here too, just because. Okay, so this is going to let us use that resource a bit more. And then the water it's coming through here, it's going to need to come in higher quantities because we're going to start using more of it, right? So we'll upgrade this pipe once we're done, but we have to make sure we're also feeding this before we upgrade the pipe. I mean, we don't have to do it before, but there's no point in upgrading this if we're not also feeding it enough water, right? So, yeah, we'll work on that too. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this game, right? At one time, I try to multitask as best as I can. It is nice. I know there's some creators. I've watched some other people's videos too. There's ways, you know, to present this game where you're only focusing on one single thing at a time, right? And that's nice. I just don't really. I don't do that very well. I just don't. I multitask. So sulfur is the only thing left on this end, right? The water's getting sent back to the grid. The ammonia is getting sent off for hydrogen. We're creating silicon. This area has another purpose later. It's not going to work right now, but we have another use for this area later, which is why we have, you know, like these two are paused right now for the silicon because we don't need them yet, but we will when we start to make solar panels. But we need a place for the sulfur to go. And so sulfur is tricky because sulfur really has no usage. I mean, we consume it to make a lot of stuff, but to me right now, it has almost no purpose. I'm thinking I just can make acid with it, but I don't have anywhere to put the acid. I really don't want the air pollution. I guess I could make rubber on this side, but it doesn't really matter. We already have the ethanol routed, so I could make rubber with that. Maybe that's a usage. I could make rubber with that. My ethanol tank is full. It's full. So perhaps we are able to support that. Maybe we make rubber with ethanol on this side. And then I don't know if that's even necessary though, because we're already full on rubber over here. Yeah. So like, what are we going to do with that? Maybe there is a trade route somewhere on the map that takes something. Let's see. We can look at, there's some of these civilizations that have perpetual trade routes. Maybe vehicle parts too. Trade it for crude oil. I mean, I haven't done any of these trades. I know some of them are pretty powerful, but I just haven't really gotten into them yet. The cement for coal one seems like it'd be a pretty good one. Remember, these all take ships, and I don't have any ships right now. I'm actually short 2 ships right now anyway. So I need to save up the construction parts to buy ships. I could do something like this. Sounds weird, but I could make it into slag and then trade the slag for sour water, which then in turn allows me to process the sour water and create additional water. I mean, that's something I guess I could do. The problem with this is it just kind of creates this loop where I always have more sulfur. And so that, I don't know if that's really for me, you know. These guys have a lot of different contracts. Most of it's just trading for diesel, but we could actually trade diesel for gold ore. It's not the worst idea I've ever had, because then we just get the gold ore locally, transform it into gold, and then send the gold to get microchips. I mean, we just basically give them fuel, process their gold ore, and they give us microchips. I'm not opposed to it. Again, it just need more ships to do this stuff. And then we have these 2 settlements that I haven't visited yet, so I kind of want to go to those 2. So see, there's a lot of stuff to happen. So let me let this run for a little bit. I just want to just kind of see how things are developing, and I'll figure out the next course of action here. But you can see this is running. Steam is built up in here, and so as this uses it, it will it'll keep running. And so I just need a place for the sulfur. So let me figure out a solution for what I want to do with this, and watch how this stuff develops, and I'll be right back. All right, I've been letting this run for a while, and I just need more people, man. That's really what it boils down to right now. People is what I'm short. I did manage to get one of these neighborhoods upgraded. We're still working on the other one. I don't have enough Unity to just trigger it, but these fields are done, and they're generating more food for us now. I upgraded these belts, the endpoint belts here, to level 2 so that they can transport the stuff faster over to these places here. We are getting corn delivered to this food market as well. So really the problem we're going to run into here, I think, is going to be water in the end. I think that's mostly what it's going to be. As long as I see the settlement need is 43, then I just have to kind of do math to figure out what the need is for the different fields and stuff, and then try to figure out whether or not there's enough generation. And right now there is not. So I'm going to need to boost one of these. I do have the Unity to do that, but I'm kind of trying to hold off on that. And if I can get more water, then great. So we're going to try to streamline this and focus on this so that I can get more people supported over here. I think I have enough food for them to live easily. So now it's just about water at this point. I think with the rainfall being here like it is, I think it might be a good idea also to maybe go in and drop some of these if I can. At least, you know, if I can do, yeah, I guess some of them nearby, I suppose. I don't really want to do them right here. Maybe I can do them over here somewhere. I wanted to do some fields over here, but I think we need rain catching to be a thing that I invest in on this side. So I'm just going to pop in a few rain catchers over here just to offset what we're using a little bit. And I think it'll probably be something like this. That's probably good enough for now, just this part. And then this much water can then flow from where it is now. I don't know what kind of pipe I need here for this, but this is where the water comes out, right? So what I'd like to do is just send this water, I think, over to, hold on, let's make sure we're, yeah. Just send it over here like this. And that way I can have this stuff, these fields and stuff handled by this. And then that'll alleviate a little bit of pressure on this side. The other option is to, of course, just put it into this, into the tank. I guess I do have the ability to do that, don't I? I could just put it into, yeah, something like this. I'll just dip it down into level 1 and then bring it all the way over. That is going to be in the way, though. Yeah, so it's going to be a little ugly doing that. Actually, going to get around that ugliness by going like this instead. There. This is probably cleaner. It probably looks better for most people anyway. I don't think trucks are going to go through here anyway. Yeah, because this pipe is at the ground level. So with that pipe being at the ground level, I can get away with... Come on now. What the heck? What's going on? Can I do it? Please? Whoa. Okay, my tools are doing weird things. They're not snapping where I want them anymore. Wow. Okay, I'll figure that out. But anyway, so it's going to go through here and then connect to this, and then that will offset the water load, basically. So let me just get... I really can't. I'm holding every hotkey I can think of to get this to work, and it's not. So it's probably just bugged out. I mean, this is happening quite a lot in the game anyway, so let's do that, and then I'll fix it later once it's built. Let us allow us to generate some water over here, alleviate some pressure on that for now. I may go ahead and remove that later too, if I get a different solution somewhere else. And then I also think if I have the capacity to do so, it would appear as though I do. I would like to bring water in via ship from this groundwater well too, and then just upgrade the well. And I could bring the water in from the well because there's an infinite source of water there too. So if I can bring that over and maybe get that to be maybe right here. This is, dipping down. If I can get water brought in right here, then it can tap into everything that's agriculture and everything that's food, and the city can all just be funneled in via ship as well. There's also this one over here on this side, but I was going to use this for oil. I may choose to use this for something else instead. But yeah. So it looks like that's ready to go. So we'll go ahead and deliver that. I should be able to get enough workers now to fully handle the entire workflow that we're trying to do over here. So the sulfur, I figured out what I'm going to do with it. I haven't started to build it yet, but I figured out what I'm going to do with it now. And I kind of need to do that soon because it's TikTok, right? So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to grab one of these storages just so I can get this running. And we're going to get the storage. And we'll bring it, I guess I kind of wanted it to be here, but it doesn't look like the game's going to let me do that. So why don't I just put it, can I put it here instead? And I really wanted it here. I don't think the game will let me put that around. It would be really cool if it did, though. Will you allow me to go around that? No, you want me to go really high, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so can I fix the pipe to allow that? Probably not. So I guess maybe I could just put it on the outside anyway. This is fine. You know what? I'll just deal with it. I'll deal with it like this. It's fine. So this will go in here. Let's go ahead and build. Oh, I don't have it. Really? I'm starving for Unity right now. I've got all the household good stuff on, all the plenty of food stuff on. I could maybe reduce recycling. I don't have any water saver right now. So we're stable with water in the main area without having water saver, which is fantastic. We're also really stable with food. And if I come over here, you'll see, well, at least you will see. Bread is backed up, right? Which means we're not processing this stuff very much. This wheat is pretty backed up, and I'm going to go ahead and increase that if I can, because it does slow down the rest of the stuff. Corn and stuff can't get through here, and I need that corn to produce the corn mash. So we're starting to get a little starved on the ethanol too. As far as food goes, though, the chicken farms are clucking away, I guess. I was going to say everything's purring really nice here, but that doesn't really work for chickens. So everything is clucking awesome right here, okay? And we can go ahead and get this conveyor built, and then these two farms, and then that will just allow us to use more water, use more of, you know, the animal feed and stuff, but it'll generate more on this end, and then we can finally start getting them consuming more too, which is nice. The flour is being overproduced, the salt is overproduced, and sausage is being kicked out, and it goes over here and into this once it's actually done. But it's never actually done, because as soon as we produce it, the people eat it immediately. It's just gone. So we never actually have any banked up. In hindsight, might have been better to maybe like build this in a way where I could have combined resources like sausage and something else. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is making tofu, which leads me back to my sulfur. I'm not completely distracted, okay? The sulfur, I think we're going to use it for tofu. So if you haven't, you can actually eat this. Yeah. So you could take sulfur, mix it with water and soybeans and limestone. Like all four of these resources will give you tofu and more animal feed. And so I can go ahead and do that. But in order to do that successfully, of course, the sulfur has to be incorporated into this whole thing too. And while I do have water here and sulfur here, and I can fairly easily get limestone over here too. I mean, it's already being routed this far, so I can easily, pick off this line and just go get more limestone. While I could do all of those things, I feel like trucks are going to be inevitable for this particular workflow. And I also would like people a little bit faster. We are not producing. You can see here, right? We're producing more medical supplies than we need. We're actually full on all three of these storages. So more medical supplies than we need. We have extra power. We're doing really well on getting rid of the waste. We have more food than we currently are needing. You can see compost is actually backed up in this. So we're processing all this animal feed very well. And so that's a good sign, because it means I can upgrade my greenhouses and produce even more food. And if I'm going to do that, I might as well have more people here. So I was going to try to spread them out, and I still am. I still like the idea of having another colony here. I was going to put another colony over here. I may still end up putting another colony right here, just because I want to. It's not because I think it's better. It's just because I feel like it's different. Like this giant island and there's only one city. I feel like people would want to be closer to work. I know it doesn't matter in the game, but I feel like that's something that I could do to be at least be different. And so that's what I'd like to do. But going on that note, I still feel like it's pretty necessary to add on people to this area because I can. So I'm going to add another civilization here, here, and here. And just 3 big ones right here. All right. But before I do that, I want to make sure that I have enough unity and resources to rebuild the pipe once I've taken it out, because I need to take away this pipe. And so what I'll need to do for this is, you can see the pipe needs to go right about where that black line is, this extra grid line is. And so one thing I can do now is just get started on that so that we don't lose. Yeah, I'll just kind of I'll go one out just to make sure I don't crowd it. But it should basically be here. And this pipe should go out like this. Then it's these three. 1, 2, 3. And so it looks like I can probably bring it back. To figure out where the lines are. Yeah, so I can bring it back right around here, looks like. That should theoretically be great for us. So once they build this, then all I'll have to do to build with Unity is this little tiny stretch, and I won't need much Unity for that. So I'm going to let them build this pipe. And, you know, this is just a water transport pipe, but I'm going to reroute it around, and then I can put these 3 here. And that's going to give me enough capacity for like another 600 plus people. Yeah, like almost 700 more people. And that's going to be great. So we'll work on that too. Again, there's a lot of red parts and stuff for that too. I am almost at 600 red parts. I need to stop building things long enough to get those red parts. So we're almost stored up. And once I have those, I think I'm going to buy the other ship that I need. So we have 602. Let's go ahead and get down here, I think it was. Yeah, and we can trade. Oh, right. I need the Unity, of course. Well, when I get the Unity, we'll get another cargo ship. And that is going to allow us to bring in the uranium that we need to start getting this working. So I'm going to unpause, I think, all the transports here. And let them build these. I'm going to let them build these first because they don't require people. So we can get the transport set up so that when we do activate some stuff, basically everything that doesn't take people, I'm just going to unpause. So I'm going to commit to this because I do like how this is built. And it's nice because it gives me the option to expand later, right? I have the ability to add on to more of these, for example. I can have more storages or I can upgrade them or whatever. But if I really want to, I can also pop this over there like that. This is done. It looks about what I expected it to look like. It does look like they kind of trimmed a little bit of the mountain away as they go here. But I mean, it looks pretty good the way it is. I like it. So we're also going to want to go in to storage, and we're going to get spent fuel storage. And that is going to fit right in here. Looks like I'm going to need to terrain too low. It looks like I'm going to need to fill in right there in that corner. This corner didn't quite stay where it needed to be. So it's because it's kind of a ramp right here. So I'm going to fill that in. Yep. And they're just going to do that really quick. I do want to make sure that this actually works. There it goes. So they'll fill that in, make it nice and flat. And then spent fuel can hopefully go there now. Yeah, right there. Boom. So that'll look nice, right? I think that'll look super nice for nuclear storage, right? And then we'll just have the spent fuel head on into here. And then if for some reason it fills up, we can put another one next to it, and then another one next to it, and then another one next. You see what I'm going here? I don't know if they actually fill up. It does look like there's a maximum capacity of 5,000, and this creates 0.3 every 60 seconds. So we have a huge capacity for spent nuclear fuel. It'll be a long time before this fills up, and it's fairly. I mean, it's not cheap as a building goes. I mean, it's super expensive to build this. I'll say, but as far as buildings go, and just dispensing of this stuff, it's not that bad. I don't actually know if there are contracts on the map, you know, like somewhere I can send my spent fuel for trade or whatever. I mean, that sounds weird, but I mean, you can kind of do that kind of thing with other games. You can send stuff you don't need as a trade. We've seen that before in other games. I think it was Surviving Mars, wasn't it? Where you could send stuff that you didn't need. Maybe it was workers and resources. I forget what it was, but you basically trade. No, it was Surviving the Aftermath. That's what it was. You could trade your waste, like nuclear waste that you harvested or that you cleaned up from the ground, and you could literally sell that to other settlements. I don't know why, but you can as a resource. So I was just assuming you can't do it in this game because I don't see any. But I also haven't explored everything I can yet. And when I get enough workers to staff this ship, I'm going to send them over to these two settlements and see what these guys are on about. And then we're going to need more research in order to be able to go through here, because 610 is the strength here. And then this one is 990. It's getting intense. We can get this quartz mine, but I don't really care. It's getting intense though, right? I guess I can go down here too. There's a limestone quarry. But anyway, I need more ships. So I'm going to let it run for a little bit. You know the plan now, all right? We filled up with sulfur here, which means we are now processing everything we need to process again. We should be making more graphite. That's full. Good. Graphite is here. We can upgrade this storage as well, just to have more, although I don't really see why we would need more, but it can be here. I'll upgrade it anyway. And yeah, we should see all this stuff get processed really well. And then we'll have the hydrogen, and then that will come through here. And yeah, we'll start seeing the silicon make its way over. Electronics 2 being produced. I believe it's all, yep, there's 80 of it in here now. So that's all going to work out. So I'm digging it. It's coming together. I know that I know that I've said I want nuclear, and obviously it's going slowly, but that's because I needed electronics 2 to be running before I could get nuclear going. This building requires electronics 2. These buildings require electronics 2, right? So they had to be, I had to have that workflow done before I could build this stuff. But once I have this stuff built, our power needs are solved for a very long time, because this will increase our capacity by 2x basically, what we're doing now. So we're currently using just under 12 megawatts, and this will produce 15. So this will be entirely on nuclear power once this is operational. And then we'll have these other units here, which we're burning coal and all that. We'll have that stuff on standby. And it'll still be running, because it'll need to create water, right? And we can redirect some of the high pressure steam to come this way and make more water here, right? To be honest, I might just pipe that water. If we're going to be creating that much water, I might just pipe it. It's no. I was going to say like underwater or underground pipe all the way through here, right? Another underground pipe, but yeah, it's way too much work. That's not worth it. It just isn't. It would be cool, but it's, yeah, like I said, not worth it. So, but we can offset some of our water problems with this, and so I will be making this and getting this over like that, and getting this over like that, and this over like that. There we go. And then all of this just connects where it needs to connect. I said I would do this offline, but whatever. I need to figure out where it's going to be even. So 2, yep. And then 2, and then you're going to let me do it now? Come on. Oh, I think that's why. It needs to go to 3 in order to get over top of that thing. That's peculiar. Well, it could look cleaner if I went this way. They're not going to go under here anyway. Like, the trucks don't need to come over here anyway, so I guess we'll just make it look a little cleaner by doing that. A little bit cleaner. I mean, if I'm going to do that, though, I might as well... Yeah, if you're going to do that, then why even go that far? You don't need to go all the way over there. You can just take the pipe straight down like this. And just go, you know, even down in the ground all the way. Or underneath. I could do anything with this, right? I mean, it's... I could just, you know, go underneath it. And then say, screw that pipe, we don't need it. And now it's just underneath it all. Like that. Good. And then we'll go ahead and build that, build that, build that. And now the rainwater can also go into this. And then we'll have this be a priority in, just so that we always use the rainwater before everything else. And yeah, let's quick deliver this, quick deliver this, quick deliver this, okay, quick deliver that, and that. Okay, that takes care of all that stuff. Take care of all that stuff. Bring this pipe around and put it like, oh, for real? Fix this. And it goes a little something like this. And then here. Yeah, okay, and then we just build that. All right. So there you go. It's not fixed per se, but it's going to be a lot more helpful. Water situation over here. Every time it rains, this will help a lot. I still may have enough room for fields here, over here. And if I don't, then I just load this up with rain catchers and stuff. We could have this town, I believe, is going to expand over here like this. And then I have this area for other stuff, hopefully. Looks to me like our friendly neighborhood woodcutter has no place to deliver their wood, because we have it all super stored right here. I think it's time to have a truck route, actually, right here. We should have a truck route that takes this wood. Ooh. Hey, wait a minute. Could we, just temporarily sake? Where is that machine that does that? I haven't used it in forever, right? Here, let's just go over here. Forever time-wise, not forever like in the game. Like, we use it over here, but I haven't had to build another one in a long time. This thing here that gives us coal from wood, right? What if we use this to get a bit more steam? 6 coal there. If we use, I guess we'd need like 6 of these, right? Or 4 of these. And it's 36 coal, I believe. Where is it? Not in here. It's in the thing. I can't find it. Cool. 18 coal. That's not bad. 18 coal. We could make steam here with that, and then make more water and then send it. Yeah, I mean, that's an option. I actually never thought, I don't know why I didn't think of that, but I should have thought of that before. Because if I make steam down here with the wood, maybe that's how we make the steam. We got options, is what I'm saying. Okay? We got options. Guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.